Cheli, we're here again on another beautiful day.
You just walked in.
Yeah.
It's crazy when we just start. You know what I mean?
I'm just like, don't talk to me. We need to start this. I've been waiting for this one.
Oh my
But
gosh.
Cheli doesn't listen to me, you guys.
I was like, I don't think this is going to be a banger.
I don't even know when I read this, but I took pretty good notes on this
it's
one.
on Kindle. Hold on. It's on Kindle. I think it was on Kindle.
So, our first introduction to Freida McFadden was Never Lie. And what a start.
Nunca mientas. Nunca mienta. Nunca miente.
Nunca miente?
Sorry, I'm translating. Go ahead. Yeah, that was dude. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I felt like I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah, it was a really good book. And so I believe that Housemaid was the one that kind of just like pushed the author, because I could have sworn I saw it everywhere on Book Talk, right?
Yeah.
But do you think that getting into another book by Freida McFadden can fix your life?
Yeah, I really think it can.
Well, welcome to another episode of the Book Fix podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli. We are going to be reading a psychological thriller, which I will let you know, the last time we read a psychological thriller was the Freida McFadden, right? Because I don't think we've done many that are specifically someone who is dealing with psychological issues. But I do know our unreleased episode that is very deep in your memory card.
The Couple Next Door? Bye.
Sarah.
No.
Oh,
Sarah. Who's Sarah?
Couple
Who's Molly? I mean, where's Molly?
No one ever asked how's Molly, which is really fucked up.
Which honestly, I feel so bad for her. I think she's good though. But anyway, Couple Next Door was written by oh my god, why isn't this typing faster? Sherry LaPena?
Okay, so I wanted to bring something up before we even started. So with psychological thrillers, for me, they're either a hit or miss, because we talked about it in our very drunken state during Couples Next Door, where I told you that I don't really like it when someone's mental state is what makes them an evil character. Like something that is completely out of their control. Because I think in Couple Next Door, our main character was schizophrenic. And that became
I honestly cannot remember. Also, that video is unreleased for a good reason. We were so fucked up in that video.
But I just want to bring up, like, I've always had an issue with that because I don't really like when characters that have certain disabilities or disorders are painted immediately as the villain.
Oh, like you're bad because of your mental instability.
So I was very worried throughout this story that that's where it was going. That's what I want to bring up.
Okay.
Would you have not liked it if it had stayed just like because of this person's disorder?
I have to be honest. I know that we try to turn off our brain cells while reading books like this.
Yeah.
I fucking called this shit. I called it from the very fucking beginning. I was like, no, something's up.
Dude.
Something is wrong here.
I love that, you're always thinking. You're always
like
one
a detective.
Step ahead. Yeah, me, fucking no brain cells.
No, I don't think I'm always thinking. I think that I just kind of, I don't know. I kind of saw it coming. I don't know.
Not me. My brain cells gone.
Really?
Every chapter start, I'd be like, oh my God. Wait, she works there?
Well, in the beginning, it was very gradual.
Yeah,
it was very like small little details. But I do agree with you that I don't love that either when like mental illness is kind of like, it doesn't equate you being the fucking villain of this story or whatever story.
So why don't we start off with our prologue? Because our prologue immediately starts off with our main character, whose name is Millie.
Well, no.
Is her name Millie? I'm mixing the characters. Oh my God, what's her name?
Okay, hold on. No, yes, it's Millie, but it's not Millie. The prologue's not Millie. So you think that it's Millie, but it's not.
Wow.
So this book starts off in a very strong way where it's like, if I fucking leave here, it's going to be in handcuffs, bitch. And honestly, the point that the prologue is in is like the climax of the story, or, pretty close to the end of the actual book.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize that.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I knew because...
See, no brain cells. What have I done? I'm already shocked.
How can you... But you listened to the audiobook.
I did.
I just remembered. So the voice was different from Millie's.
Mm-hmm. Didn't even connect it.
Really?
Millie just had a weird voice.
No, but...
The voice was different, but it's this person saying, like you said, I'm not going to leave this house unless I leave in handcuffs. And then the officers being like, you got to see this shit. This body that was found an hour ago.
Yeah, so basically there's a body in the attic and we don't know anything about this. So then we get to part 1 and our main character's name is Millie and she's been going through it.
Yeah.
She's been having to live in her car. She's trying to get a job and she gets interviewed by Nina Winchester.
Yes.
And Nina Winchester seems like a girl's girl at this point. She's very like, oh my God, Millie, yes, I love you, girl. And so basically she's there to be the housemaid. And then also they have a child, right? I forgot the child's name.
Cecilia.
Yes, Cecilia. So she's been living in her Nissan. So she's like, hell yeah, this place seems perfect because if she were to become the housemaid, she would be living here.
And because Millie is an ex-convict and she's currently on parole, she needs to be living in a place or else she's going to be sent back to jail. Yeah. So she's really like, I need to get this fucking job. And she's very like, the way that they painted her out at the beginning is she's very perceptive of the way people view her. So she walked in with glasses to make herself seem more approachable. She looked around the house to see the things that the Winchesters liked so she could bring it up during her interview to make sure she covered all of her tracks with that. But she was so like, there's no fucking way I'm going to get this job because they're going to do a background check.
Yeah, she's kind of already feeling disappointed by it. But also, I think what was so sad was the fact that she applied to like a fast food joint and they were like, yeah, no. And she was like, God damn it. If I can't get a job here, there's no way that Nina's going to call me back. Yep. Oh, but I think I don't know if it was during this time or the time that she actually calls her back in, but she gets shown where she's going to be staying, which was like this tiny little...
first time, yeah.
It was like a tiny little room in the attic and it was just, or it is the attic, and it was just so fucking small. The window is not even like a real window. It's like something is nailed in front of it so you can't open it. And she's just like, wow, it's really cozy in here. And I think the bathroom is like outside of it.
Yeah. But she like, as soon as Millie walks in and Nina Winchester is showing her around, Millie's like, I don't know what's bothering me about this room, but there's something that's bothering me and I can't quite place what it is.
Yeah, but she is also like, well, I mean, it is better than sleeping in my car.
Yeah.
I'll give her that.
It was so sad when she was like, one thing I miss the most is being able to stretch my legs when I sleep.
Yeah, that was really sad. Oh, and then there was like a little mini fridge with 3 water bottles in there. She was like, okay, thanks.
But she does end up getting hired and she starts the following day. But as soon as she walks in, like, because the first time she had met Nina Winchester, it was like she was very kind, like you said, a girl's girl.
Yeah,
and the house was
she
very
fucking seemed like. Oh, but then she also sees the gardener, remember? And he's just looking at her like, something is up.
Pelicula, whatever he says, which is peligroso. Which is danger. I had to translate 3 times.
Yeah.
Which she's just like, oh, vibes. Okay. Whatever. But
and then when she meets Cecilia, do you remember that moment?
The peanut butter thing?
Was that time? But I don't know. Just the first time she sees her and she's like, this girl dresses like a little doll and she's also very robotic. So I'm kind of scared a little bit.
So when she gets hired, she's like super happy. She immediately goes into the Winchester house and notices that the house is a fucking mess.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Baking from our childhoods just sticks in the memory, doesn't it? We never set off on holiday without piles of Tupperware. And there'd always be Bakewell slice, flapjacks, and tray baked scones in the boot.
Do you not do that, Lisa?
Yeah, no. Sadly, I do not stack the Tupperware in the back of the car when we go off on holiday.
Oh.
Welcome to Small Ways to Live Well, a new podcast from the Simple Things magazine. Season 2 is a pick-me-up tonic that helps us make the shift from winter to spring. A 6-week suggestion box full of things to note, notice and enjoy about the season. Search for Small Ways to Live Well on your podcast app.
Yeah, so it's only been like 2 weeks and everything is fucked up. Everything is everywhere. And fucking Nina is kind of just like, well, get started. Like her demeanor not like completely shifted, but she has these moments where it's like she's chill and then it's like she'll like snap at her. Yeah. How did you feel about Nina's character?
I fucking hated Nina. I was so, like I said, no brain cells in this. So I was like, dude, I get it. You need a job, but I would have been looking while I was still working there.
But I mean, she had a place to stay.
I know she did. And she got paid triple what she was getting paid before.
Yeah.
I think she had mentioned. So I get it, but damn. But you know what kept her going was Nina's husband, Andrew Winchester. Because out of Nina, Cece, Andrew was the only one, which is the husband, that seemed sane.
You mean Andy?
Andy.
Who's Andrew? Not the government name.
Andy.
Also, didn't Nina give Millie a phone so that she could reach her at all times? She's like, just in case something comes up, here's a phone. And so I thought it was a little weird when Millie first met Andy because he seemed like super chill, super nice, and he seemed really friendly. And it's like Millie is being so, I don't know, Millie is feeling a lot of coldness from Nina. Yeah. Where this warmth from Andy, she's kind of like, okay, I don't want to think too much of it because I don't want Nina to think that something is like a possibility between her and Andy.
But my God, you could feel it. You could feel like there was something there. And I was hella eating that shit up. Talking about eating shit up, Cece. There was this whole scene with the daughter. First of all, fucking hated that kid. I was fucking ready on site. I would have been like, mom's not around.
Oh my God.
I couldn't stand her because she was like, I think
I just kind of felt like Cece's been through a lot. Like Cece has seen some shit.
No, because Millie was like, not Millie, Nina was like, can you feed my daughter? Make her like, I don't know, like a PB&J. Okay.
She wasn't even there. She was not there.
No, she leaves.
At the moment, she was not there.
Oh, you're right.
She was in the kitchen cleaning up.
You're right.
Cece shows up and she's like, I'm hungry. Like, okay, let me just make you a PB&J sandwich.
It was like crackers, peanut butter, and banana.
Yeah.
But she made it sound like she was making a fucking Michelin.
Gourmet meal. She's just like, oh, I'm about to impress this child.
This is saltine crackers, off-brand peanut butter, and some jelly, bitch.
Okay, this is salted
Bon
crackers.
appetit.
And Cece lost her fucking shit. She was just like, peanut butter could fucking kill me. And I was like,
I'm gonna die,
Mom! This bitch almost killed me. And Nina was pissed. Because I think this was the moment when Nina had like little moments of being a little too much. Yeah. But this was a moment when she was just like, Millie, I told you that she's allergic. Yep. And Millie was like,
no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. But I don't think she said that, right? She was kind of just like,
no, she didn't want to say anything in fear of losing her job, but she was thinking it. Yeah. And then she was also thinking, like, if your daughter's allergic, why do you have a family-sized Jiffy in your fucking fridge?
Why is this whole cabinet full of fucking peanut butter?
40 of them, bitch. This one was already open. Like, why do you have peanut butter?
Oh, and then Nina. Okay, I don't know if this is time later. Nina is in the PTA. And this means a lot to this girl. Yeah. Does she have a job? I don't remember.
No, whatever. She doesn't. She used to, but she doesn't.
As a housewife, she needs the PTA life. And so she's just like throwing shit around. And I felt so bad for Millie because she had literally just scrubbed the kitchen.
But she was like looking for a paper and then throwing things out of the fridge. And Millie was like, why the fuck do you think a paper would be in the fridge?
Yeah. And then Nina looks at her and is like, did you throw away my very important document that I need for my PTA meeting, which is very fucking important? And she was pissed. And Millie was just like, why would I grab your stuff and throw it away?
Dude, the patience in Millie
I know.
is outstanding.
Especially in the beginning, because I'm just like, oh my God, this girl was so scary.
When do you think, at this point, do you think you would have cracked?
In Millie's shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Because also, okay, first of all, it was the peanut butter. I would not have cracked at the peanut butter. I would have been like, man, maybe I just forgot.
Yep, me too.
PTA, fucking throwing shit everywhere. Because she was grabbing milk cartons and tossing them to the ground.
Yep.
Like everything was just broken on the ground. That is too much for me. I think I would have left. I would have just been like, you know what? My Nissan is so comfy. I love my Nissan.
See ya. No, yeah, same. I would have gone at that point. And I would have tried to remedy the situation and be like, Nina, you're looking for a paper and you're looking in the fridge.
Yeah.
Where do you think where were you last? And if she wasn't rational, I'd just be like, okay, send me my paycheck for my one day I worked. I'm out of here.
Yeah. But then Andy shows up in this moment.
Yeah.
And he's kind of just like, Nina, babe, look at me.
Don't you remember you always have a backup Google Doc?
In your documents, in your very fancy laptop that I bought for you.
Babe, but I added like 2 more things. I'm never going to catch up.
And so Nina ends up leaving and Andy sticks around and decides to help Millie clean up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling in this moment?
Dude. I kind of really was vibing with Andy. From the very beginning, I was like, oops.
Oops.
That's
enough. That's it.
And then Andy's like, whoa, sorry. I don't know where that came from.
It just comes out of me sometimes.
That's so funny.
But Millie noticed that Andy automatically knew where like all the cleaning supplies were.
Yeah.
So she kind of thought maybe he's had to clean up after Nina.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's just used. And even I think at this point, Andy even makes a comment. He's like, I'm sorry, Nina's a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
So thank you for everything you do and your patience. Crazy.
Because I couldn't do that shit. But and I think that night was when Millie woke up in the middle of the night, you know, as one does.
Yeah.
And she tried to turn the knob and it fucking didn't turn.
And she was like, Nina. Oh
How fucking dare you, Nina?
But it was but I got scared because I was like, oh my God, this shit's about to turn really dark really fast. But then she was like, oh my God, it was just stuck. Okay, it was just stuck.
Yeah, because
everyone, she opens the hallway. Everyone, I'm good.
I'm good. Nobody worry. Also, fucking Nina was like, where the fuck are your glasses? Why aren't you wearing your glasses? You were wearing them for the interview. And she's like, oh,
that's what makes you beautiful. Wear your glasses.
Yeah.
But she was like, at first she lied to her and was like, I'm wearing contacts. But then the second time she's like, I lied. I
actually don't need glasses. I just thought they were really cute.
But you told me you were wearing contacts. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was
just a funny joke.
So Millie buys groceries. Enzo helps her. And then Nina's like, what the fuck is that bitch doing in here? She allegedly hated Enzo.
Dude, Enzo, first of all, love that he only spoke Italian. And also love the fact that he was just
I knew that bitch was lying. No, I was like, no dude, fucking way. You only speak Italian.
My toxic.
How does she talk to Nina? How does he talk to Nina then?
My toxic reading trait is the fact that I never doubt the author. I never doubt them. I go in like, why would they lie to me?
I just had a lot of questions because I was like, okay, Enzo obviously knows something is up because he was looking at her like.
It said película.
Película, yeah, movie.
I think that's what he said, right? And she was like, oh yeah, cola.
I don't think
Peli
so.
soda, peli. It sounded like soda. And she was like, wow, he must be thirsty.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember what he said, to be honest. But I was just like, how the fuck is Enzo here? Who hired him? And then he was always in the backyard doing God knows what.
It really is just película. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I like felt for them because at first my mind was like, Nina's going through something. She probably has a disorder that is going untreated because she's rich and they're just gonna let her just be. And then it starts getting, because like this whole beginning of the story, part 1, is literally just Millie's patience
being tested day in and day out.
She's like a god.
Oh, and then also she would hear a lot of things from like neighbors or people that were in Cece's school. Like they would be like, oh, how are you handling Nina's outbursts? Because, you know, she was in a mental hospital, right? Because she tried to hurt Cece. And then Millie was just like, what the fuck?
Me? Cheli? If I was Millie and I heard that, I'd be like, okay, can you just let her know? Send her my regards. I'm good.
Send her my thanks.
I'm good. I don't even need that 1 day paycheck. I'm out of here. I would have never turned back.
I don't think so either.
Hell no. This is kind of the same vibes as Verity when you're not sure what's going on.
Yeah.
But like it's just kind of eerie. I'm like, nope, I ain't staying to figure out.
Yeah, I don't really want to find out either. But it's because Nina has a lot of moments where she'll have an outburst, but then she'll be nice to her.
Yes.
Because don't you remember when Nina gave Millie like a bunch of her clothes?
Yes.
She was like, yeah, I don't fit in these. Oh, because she was always wearing white. And she's blonde. And she was just like, you know what? Here you go. These would fit better on you anyway. And
I'm like, because she's like a size 14 and they were all a size 6 and that's the size of Millie. And she was like, no, yeah, it's perfect. Like you would look amazing. Oh, by the way, Millie, is it important that Millie's favorite or Nina's favorite color is white?
it is, but
that's all she wears.
well, it's not her favorite color. It's just all she wears.
Yeah.
And so Millie takes the clothes, right? And she's kind of just like, is this bitch for real? But she was. And so shortly after that, Nina texts her and is like, you need to pick up Cece from school ASAP. Go, go, go. And she's just like no excuses. And I think Millie was in the middle of cooking or something.
And also she didn't even give her the right name. She didn't give her the location. She had to basically context clues, find a paper in the house, go there, had to figure out where Cece was coming from. And it turned out Cece was going to be picked up from another mom. And that mom calls Nina and you can just hear Nina go like, oh, you can't find good help nowadays.
Yeah, like I never.
Why would she think that?
I think she even texted Millie like, I never asked you to do that. Why would I want you to ask her? Why would I want you to pick her up when she has baseball practice tonight or whatever it was? I don't remember what sport she did.
So then all of this is going on.
And then also remember Millie snoops.
That's what I was going to bring up. All of this is going on. So Millie's like, I got to figure out. Because someone said that she's not right. And I wonder if she's taking medication. So she snoops in the master bathroom, opens the medicine cabinet, and just sees hella pills.
Yeah.
And picks one up and reads the name of it. And is like, oh my God, that sounds serious. I'm not a doctor, but that sounds serious.
It was haloperidol.
Oh my God, look at you.
And then I think she looked it up later. I don't know if she read it on the bottle, but basically it's an antipsychotic used to treat schizophrenia or mania bipolar disorder.
I will say, after that happened, I was like, we're villainizing someone who needs help.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not here for that. So I was kind of about it.
Yeah.
I didn't want Nina to just be a bad character because she's not getting the help that she deserves. And at this point, I was like, Andy's kind of a shit husband if he's just kind of letting this happen.
Exactly.
And not doing anything about it.
He seemed very passive the entire time. And well, when Millie would see Andy and Nina interact, she really believed that they were in love. Like she was like, God, they're really cute together. Or he seems really into her or whatever. But
oh, by the way, we didn't bring up Andy really wants a baby because Cece's not his.
And so, he's like fine with that.
But he wants a child of his own with Nina. And so there's like a whole point where they go to like the doctors to basically figure out what they can do in order for her to have children, but they're told that she can never have children.
Yeah, and it's heartbreaking. But there's a night when she's watching TV and she's watching Family Feud, I think. And then Andy shows up and he's like, oh, I'm just here to drink water. It's okay, you can stay here. Because she didn't want to watch TV in the middle of the day. It was at nighttime so that she didn't like impose in the space, you know? And then in that conversation of, you know, Andy sitting next to her, they're watching Family Feud. He's like, I don't remember what he said, but it's brought up that Cece's not allergic to peanuts.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? Are you sure? He's like, why would we have a family-sized peanut butter jar
Yeah.
right there on the counter?
That
if she
says
was a-
for Cece on it.
You think I would do that to my girl? No, I love her too much.
Oh my God. How did you feel?
But they were like connecting in this moment. They were like laughing together. And then Nina shows up.
Nina, how did you feel about this part?
I was scared.
You were scared?
I was scared. I was like, something is going on. Because before this moment, I really did not think that anything was going to happen between her and Andy. I was like, no, my girl Millie, she's a professional.
Yep.
She would never set her eyes on Andy. But Andy was the only one who was nice to her. So I guess I kind of get it.
He was nice and he was kind of like, there was a vibe.
Yeah,
there was a hella of a vibe.
They were connecting. They would make each other laugh. And so Nina shows up and she's just like, what's so fucking funny?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was scared. I was so scared.
I want to skip forward to after figuring out that she couldn't
actually,
Oh, go ahead.
Before you skip forward, how did you feel that after this interaction in the same night when they're watching Family Feud, they go upstairs to sleep, Millie stays in the kitchen and she fucking breaks a glass.
Oh my God, that's the first time she loses her cool.
Yeah.
I thought from that point forward she was going to keep doing shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought she was going to be like, oops, I guess I just left the bleach where you guys put your water. Weird. I thought she was going to do like horrible shit and I was like, oh my God, I'm kind of here for that. But no, it was just one-time anger, but it shows the frustration that she felt for this whole like job. And it sucked that the only person she found comfort was with Andy, but because Andy worked a lot, she was really isolated. Like there was no one else that understood her. It's funny because at one point she was like, what if I just kind of fuck around with Enzo? Do you remember how she gets to that?
Because she was so horny and she was like, well, I can't fuck Andy, so Enzo, I mean, he knows a little bit, I think. And oh my God, that part was so embarrassing when he helps her bring in groceries, I think, and she tries to like make a pass on him and he starts like freaking the fuck out. He's just like, I don't remember what he says, but he's kind of just like, no.
Mm-hmm. So after figuring out that Nina cannot conceive, Andy's like, can you like do us a big favor, Millie, and get her tickets to a Broadway show that she would really enjoy?
Yeah, showdown.
And Nina is told about this by Millie, and Nina's like, oh my God, yeah, we could do it this Sunday or 1 week before Sunday or whatever.
She said 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And so Millie obviously gets the tickets, and even like a week later, Nina confirms with her, oh, did you get the tickets for this Sunday or whatever? I don't remember which Sunday she said. She was like, yeah, I already got the tickets. Everything is all set up. And yeah, but things were already strained between Millie and Nina, because do you remember that she caught Nina and Andy fighting and then his hand was bleeding?
Oh, yeah.
And she like came out to check up on them, and then Nina was like, what? You think I would kill my husband? You think I would hurt my husband?
Yeah.
No.
And then you hear the water in the background, and it's like, yeah, that's what you get for assuming.
He's alive.
Yeah. So when it comes to the date of going to the
showdown,
Nina is like, I told you 2 weeks from now. It's like, yeah, it's been 2 weeks since. No, like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Millie.
Yeah, so it would have been the following Sunday. I don't know. It was like this whole fucking thing. But the way that Nina just, like, I don't know, she gets into this rage that Millie is just like, I am so sorry. I confirmed it with you and you said and like whatever. And then Nina was like, well, now what am I going to do? Because Cece's going off to summer camp or whatever it was.
Yeah,
some sort of science camp. And so it's like this whole thing because I think she wants to go with her.
Yeah.
And yeah, so of course we can't let those tickets go to waste.
Oh, because basically Nina had like said, if you can't refund these, we're taking it out of your paycheck. And that's worth 3 of her paychecks.
Oh, fuck.
So then Andy lies and is like, yeah, we refunded it. Go ahead, babe. Go with Cece. Go have fun at science camp. Learn how to science. And so then after they're gone, first of all, Millie's like, oh my God, do you hear that?
Silence. Nothing. She's like, that's so fucking great.
turn up Family Feud. Like, she's living it up. And Andy's like, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I was not able to refund them, so here you go, Millie, you take a friend.
Have fun, because not only did she get the tickets to Showdown, she also booked a hotel because Nina and Andy wouldn't have wanted to come straight back. And so he was like, here you go have fun, take a friend. And Millie's like, yeah, about that, I don't have friends.
Yeah. So what do you think Enzo would want? You think Enzo's down?
Do you think he would be down to go with me, maybe?
But then Andy's like, don't worry about it, let me go with you. This is gonna be a great experience for you.
And then also he was so, like, I guess she was so excited about the prospect of going to her first Broadway show that he was like, I want to see you experience that.
So she grabs. How did you feel?
I was internally screaming. I was like, no fucking way, they're fucking cheating. I know they're fucking cheating tonight.
No,
and then Nina's gonna walk in on them, and then it's gonna be like this whole fucking thing.
Oh, I was waiting for Nina to walk in at any moment.
Yeah, me too.
So I was like, I was feeling it. I was vibing. But I thought they were going to have more of an emotional thing where he's just like, I've never been happy. Which I guess they
haven't been happy in so fucking long.
So she goes
doesn't he confess to her that
him and Nina haven't had sex since they figured out they can't have a baby?
Yeah, but also, didn't he say, like, I'm not really in love with Nina?
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, we may be married, but it's not even like that.
I'll be honest. The dog, Cece, she is allergic to peanut butter. I bought that shit. I've just been hoping she's been licking stuff. So.
He didn't say that.
No, but he's just kind of like, there's nothing wrong with this. Like, we're fine. We're good. And then there's a point, too, when they're in the car, because she's wearing a dress that keeps riding up, and he keeps looking and makes a comment that's like, there's nothing wrong with looking. There's nothing wrong with legs like those.
Well,
nothing wrong.
Because they had already eaten dinner, right?
Yeah.
They had a whole, like, fancy ass dinner together.
Food and hella wine. Oh my God.
So yeah, they were a little tipsy, and then they end up sleeping together
because they kiss, and then from there it just kind of escalates.
Don't say it just escalates. No big deal. No, it is a big deal.
Oh my
God. He's
God.
a fucking cheater.
He is a cheater. So when they wake up the next day. Oh, and then there's the whole thing because the night of when they were eating, Millie gets a text where Nina's like, "Did you take out the trash?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it tonight."
God, yeah.
So she completely forgot. So when she's coming home with Andy at 9 a.m, she sees that the trash is there, and she's like, "Fuck,
Nina's gonna find out." Oh my God! And then, dude, my heart was pounding. I don't remember if Nina showed up or what the fuck happened, but do you remember that part where she was like, how come you guys didn't answer me at midnight? I called the house phone.
Yeah.
Where the fuck were you?
Dude, and then she texts Andy like, oh, just a warning. Like, your wife, she's going to ask you about this. I was so scared that Nina was going to see that text. And was going to be like, huh?
What the fuck is this? Oh my God. But then basically once they got back, Millie and Andy weren't really like all over each other. They were kind of just like, okay, that happened. Oh my God. But then they had dinner. Well, Nina. Yeah, Nina and Andy. And then Millie was there and Nina was eating, you know, all like good vibes. And then she was like, so what was the food in prison like? Oh my fucking God.
Oh.
Because this whole time we are made to believe that, oh, she just never did a background check.
Yeah.
You know? She just trusts our girl Millie.
But she fucking just waited to put that in when she knew that Millie was like a threat to her marriage. So then Millie just tries to take it as normal as possible. Like, yeah, it was good. I mean, it was prison food.
It was actually delicious.
Yeah, how do you think I learned how to cook, bitch? But
I think that actually is how she learned how to cook.
Oh my God, can you imagine if like this whole book was the same, except she always made like prison food. So it was like crushed hot Cheetos where you put like the boiling water and like harden it. And then they're like, where did you learn how to make this? Oh, I have friends. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Too many questions.
It was a cookbook, actually.
But everything escalates at, well, first of all, Millie and Andy, they're avoiding each other.
Yeah.
And there's one point where they're standing in front of each other and Nina's right there. And Millie's like, I know he wants to say something to me, but he can't say it in front of her. But I know that he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
But he leans close and is like, we need to talk.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one point when they're both outside and he's drinking a beer and he just goes like, I don't regret it.
Yeah.
I don't regret it.
No, he's like smoking, no?
Yeah. No, he's drinking. He's drinking a beer.
Oh, okay.
And so then when they kiss, she walks in and is like, I'm ready to make an enemy of Nina. Then sees her and she's like, never mind. I'm good.
You know what?
I thought about it.
Not a battle I'm willing to
know.
win.
Andy, I'm good. Just take it back.
Just say psych, please.
But Nina was like, what are you doing out there? Where's Andy? Where's Andy?
She's like, oh, Andy, I think I saw him sitting outside. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, let's just skip a little bit forward. They end up breaking up.
And it's huge...
Andy and Nina break up, and it's horrible. And so Nina leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And Millie's like, I fucking won, bitch. And so she ends up sleeping with him. Everything's all good vibes, good vibes. And then all of a sudden, Enzo is like speaking perfect English.
And he's like, you need to get out of here.
He's like, you need to get the fuck out of here.
Wait, what the... Enzo?
You speak English?
I needed your help picking up groceries and you walked right by me.
I wanted to fuck you in the beginning and you pretended like you didn't know what I said.
Fucking dare you.
Wait, did you know what I said?
I learned Spanish for you. And I realized it wasn't Italian.
Oh yeah, she kept saying Spanish words to him.
So,
like she'd be like, hola. You mean ciao?
Yeah.
Is it ciao?
Yeah, ciao. Ciao.
You know what's also salve?
What? Really?
Hi, salve.
Salve.
Yeah. Not sponsored by Duolingo.
Damn, I love that you follow what that bird says.
I know. I'm scared of that bird. Me too.
That's why I don't have it. I deleted it because I'm scared of what he does to me.
But then Millie fucking sleeps with Andy in the fucking attic. And what happens, Cheli?
Well, first of all, they for a bit are doing really, really well. They sleep in the guest room for a bit, but then she's like, no, I want to go back to my room. I have my posters up there.
Well, they weren't supposed to sleep in the attic. I think she was just grabbing some stuff.
And it ended up like that.
And then they ended up fucking there. And she was like, oh, wow.
But when she wakes up, he's not there. And she's like, oh, it makes sense. I mean, we're in a cot. He probably just went to his room.
And then was it this point where she was like, oh, I really need to use the restroom?
Yeah.
And then so she gets up and the fucking door is locked. End part 1.
And then it cuts to...
Hold on, but what were you thinking at this point?
Dude, I was so scared Nina was just gonna fuck her up.
Really?
Yeah. So when the next part starts with Nina, I was like... Because the next part starts with like a guideline of how to
get out of your marriage.
Get out of a marriage with a sadistic man.
A sadistic, narcissistic man or something like that.
And I was just like, what the fuck? This is weird.
You mean Andy?
No, not my Andy.
Sweet.
Not my Andy.
No, I fucking knew it. At this point,
Dude.
I was like, even before she woke up and the door was locked, I was like, I don't fucking trust Andy. There was too much left in the book. I was like, something is up.
I was so like, fucking Nina. She's gonna make Andy look bad.
But also, why would Enzo be like, danger, bitch?
He's just kind of a very cautious man.
Yeah, he's just looking out for her.
Actually, he didn't know English. Those were the only lines he knew.
That we know of.
No. But this whole Nina thing is her working at a company. She was a receptionist. She just had Cece and is working a full-time job and is very like totally level-headed, very work-oriented. And there's a point where she's like giving papers to a boss and to Andy. And she starts leaking because she's, producing breast milk. And she walks away because she's so embarrassed. And Andy comes in and is like, hey, I just want to check if you were all right. And if you, wanted to grab lunch or something.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
And Nina was like, oh, Yeah. Sure.
And in her mind, she's like, he's perfect. Like, there's literally nothing wrong with him.
But I think he slowly starts to like make comments like, "Oh, I really like you in white," or
Yes.
"Oh, you're better. Your hair is better blonde." And so she slowly started changing herself, where she would only wear white, and her hair was just like always dyed blonde. For him.
So,
and then they get together, and shit hits the fucking fan. And I think the first thing that she did wrong, quote unquote, was that her roots were showing. And she was like, "Oh, I'm just too busy. I'm too busy. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm too busy slaying.
I'm too busy slaying and being a mother. Try being a mother, bitch."
But I hate it because when I was so shocked when Andy was like, "That looks disgusting."
Yeah, so was
That's
I.
so sloppy of you.
I thought it was fucking crazy when he locked her in the attic and was like, "Oh no, I want 100 of your hairs."
But
and
I have to see the hair follicle that you pulled it out.
Oh my god, dude, my scalp was hurting.
Dude, I can't even imagine that.
But that's why he leaves 3 water bottles in the mini fridge, because he's like, "Well, I don't know how long you're gonna be in there, so unless I see those and you put them in an envelope, we'll see. We'll see when you're out."
So then she does it. She takes out 100 strands, and at first she's like, "He's kidding."
Yeah,
He's gonna let me
She
out.
doesn't believe it for a minute. She's just like laughing. She's just like, "Andy, quit fucking playing."
Yeah.
And then I think she like does it like half-assed. Like I think she.
Well, it's because she runs her hands through her hair, and naturally 20 of them fall out. And then she's like, "Okay, I'll pull out the rest, whatever." She puts it in the envelope, gives it to him, and he counts every single one of them, and then he's like, "One of them's missing a follicle, so you didn't pull this one out. So try again tomorrow.
And I want 100 again." And she fucking does it.
Yeah.
That part was so hard to read. I was like, fuck, I can't imagine her going through this. And then it was crazy because, okay, what happens when she gets out? Isn't she like so disoriented?
Yeah, because she's so hungry, she's so thirsty, and she doesn't want to rely on him. But he's just kind of like, "Hey, your daughter's safe and everything. Come here. Here's a bagel. Here's some water. Come to bed. Come sleep with me." And they do. But then when she wakes up, she's like still like tired, you know, hears running water. And then she checks her phone and sees that Andy's texting her and is like, "Are you okay? Where are you? I just want to double check that you and Cece are fine because you were kind of weird this morning. I'm coming home." And it's like, isn't he home? Because the master bedroom has running water.
Yeah.
And then she starts getting this really bad feeling that something's happening. And when she goes to check the restroom, Cece is in the tub.
Yeah.
And she's 4, right?
Yeah. And then this girl almost drowned. And I was just, oh my God, this was fucking crazy because so Nina had told Andy, "When I'm out of here, I'm fucking leaving your ass," or something along those lines. And I think he was like, "No, you're not." And so he staged this whole thing where, I think he gave her like something in her drink so that she would be out of it. And then it would seem like she purposely tried to hurt Cece. So when the police showed up, they're like, "Oh no, she's
Why
just..."
are you hurting your daughter?
Yeah, like she's just unstable. And then she was like, why would I ever do that?
But it sucks because she goes to a mental institution and she goes through heavy therapy, and they basically make her believe that none of this happened and it was all her fault. And she had a moment of like,
which is
mental distress,
because she would mention the attic and her therapists were like, "There's nothing in the attic. Like it was checked. Like there's nothing in there." You know, like the things that she would say were in there were not actually there when, you know, they were being investigated. And so, yeah, like I felt so bad for her because she was basically gaslit into thinking like, "Oh my God, I actually did try to hurt my daughter," or "I never was in the attic." So when she gets back, somehow she's convinced to go back into the attic, and she's
it's because the therapist said it would be healing for her. And Andy's like, "Okay, let's go check the attic when you're ready." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm ready." And they go in there and she gets pushed in by Andy.
Yeah, but it's because she made a comment. I don't know if you remember, but Andy's mom was a fucking bitch. And she showed up and they were all in the kitchen or somewhere, and the mom was like, "Oh, you're just a waste. Like you're always fucking wasting electricity. How dare you leave the lights on at all times?" Something about leaving the lights on.
Well, it was because one light was on and she noticed it from a distance. And it wasn't even Nina who left it on.
No, it wasn't. Well, no, she was telling Andy this because Andy left it on. But then Nina was like, oh, no, that was me. She just took the fall because she didn't want Andy to feel bad.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, I fucking hated this part because then they go to the attic. He pushes her in, locks the door, and he's like, it's like pitch black in there. And so if she were to turn on the light, it's like blinding. It's like a blinding light. And he was like, yeah, that's what you get for wasting electricity. How dare you leave the light on? How did he fucking know that this was going to happen? That he would put on a bright ass light?
While you ladies are enjoying dinner, I'm just going to go head up and go to Home Depot.
Don't ask me any questions.
Don't ask me questions. Don't ask me why. Yeah. And then she was like, I fucking knew it was real. I knew it was real. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, but no one's going to fucking believe you. And if you try leaving with your daughter, I'll just say it's kidnapping.
Yeah.
Like,
because now her records are...
Because they've been together for 7 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, she can't handle this anymore. And so she decides that she's going to do everything to be as repulsive as ever. So she eats whatever she wants. Mm-hmm. She lets her roots grow in. She leaves the house a mess. But like Andy still seems like unbothered by this. So now like I think it's once or twice a month that she's put into that room. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, like she's there so often that I feel so bad for her because for a moment like she would feel bad when the routine would be off because then she's always on edge. She's like, okay, when is he going to put me in that room? You know?
Yep.
Like if she wasn't putting her in the room, she was like scared. Like it's going to happen randomly now. Mm-hmm. And I felt so bad for her. Like I can't imagine what hell that is. Mm-hmm. Like she was mentally stable before. And I'm like thinking like it's so easy for her to slip out for this fucking torture.
Yes. And at this point, I still felt like she became mentally unstable, but it turns out that she was so done with this. And I mean, she had dealt with so much. And she was like, okay, I need to find someone to replace me. Mm-hmm. I need to find someone who...
And she's thinking more so for Cece, because she's just like, I need to get Cece out of this situation too.
So she decides to hire help, a housemaid that is young and attractive, who Andy hopefully will fall for. And while like Nina is making herself look as repulsive as possible. And that's exactly what happens.
But wasn't she also intrigued by the fact that Millie had a criminal record?
Yes.
Like wasn't that also a defining factor?
Yes, but she doesn't reveal yet why. But she hires Millie and then that's kind of where we're at.
No. So part 2 ends with her basically leaving and being like, thank God I'm out of that fucking hellhole.
And goes up to Enzo and is like...
No, Enzo shows up at the hotel, remember?
Oh, yeah.
He shows up at her hotel. They have sex. And then he's like, you can't leave that girl in there. And she's like, damn, that's too fucking bad.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
I'm already out.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go back.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of how part 2 ends. Mm-hmm. So part 3, we're back to Millie. Oh, I was so fucking on edge. I was so excited about like what Millie was going to do to him because I had faith in my girl. And so basically Millie is there because she's locked up in the attic because Andy tells her, oh, you have a criminal record? That's not okay. You know, things can't just go unpunished. So you see,
that wasn't the reason. Remember, it was because she left books out of his bookshelf.
Oh yeah, it was a dumber reason. Yeah. So he left 3 heavy ass books on the bed and was like, yeah, you know, you can't just be like leaving things out of their place. So I want you to put those 3 books on your stomach and then just leave them there for like 3 hours.
And dude, the way he would talk to her, because this is the same thing he did to Nina, where it was like, Andy, just let me out. And it's like, okay, I will. Just not yet.
Not yet. Not until you deserve it.
And so she does it. She leaves those books on her stomach for 3 hours, takes them off, and then he's like, no, you actually took it off a minute too early. Mm-hmm. So just like 3 more hours will do.
Yeah.
And so that happens again.
I feel like, what do you think? Do you think that he actually it actually was a minute too early, or do you think he was just like lying to her?
He was
like,
lying to her.
Right? That's kind of how I felt too. I thought maybe it passed 3 hours. Because obviously, like, if you're in a fucking attic, how do you know how long you've been in there for?
Yep.
Like, the tiny little, like, window that she had, there's no way that you could possibly tell, like, how much the fucking sun has moved. So, yeah, and then he was like, no, girl, you have to do it again. And so she did it again. And then what happened?
So she, before all of this, there was a comment because she really had to pee. It was like, yeah, just go in that bucket that's in there. And she does, whatever, okay. But there was something in the bucket.
Yeah.
And so when he opens the door, she immediately pepper sprays him. And then, I don't remember if it's before or after this, but it cuts to, like, Nina basically mentioning to Enzo, like, oh, by the way, she was in for murder.
Yeah.
Millie murdered someone. It wasn't just something, like, small. So I hope that with her being there, she can help me kill him.
But then Enzo is like, okay, I see your vision, but her car has not moved in the past couple of days. And I'm worried that something is wrong. Like, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, he said the light was on in the attic, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Nina was like, oh, shit, fine. And then she ends up going.
So then, cut to fucking Millie. Dude, Millie has no fucking, like, you fuck her up, she'll fuck you up.
Times 10,
so
bitch.
She was,
oh, my God.
She was out there, and Andy was like, Millie, open the door.
Millie, this is not a joke, Millie.
And I was like, no, it's not a joke. I'll let you out. Okay, but just not yet.
Not yet, though. Like, you see those 3 heavy-ass bucks? Yeah, just, like, put them on your groin area.
And he's like, you
3
gotta...
fucking hours.
You're kidding me. And then he does it, and she is watching through his phone, like him doing this.
Oh, yeah, because he had a camera installed in there, so that's how he would know whether or not, you know, his tasks were accomplished, I guess.
I don't remember what happens, but she basically says, like, no, you didn't do it. So now do it for 5 hours.
Mm-hmm. No, she was like, I didn't say 3. I said 5 hours. Aw, you were so close.
So then he does it again at night, and then it's like, oh, sorry, the connection, I guess, just didn't work at night.
Yeah, and he gets pissed. He's just like, Millie, get me out of here.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Get me out of
losing
here.
His fucking mind.
And then she was just like, no, there's some pliers here. She slips it in the door. Take out one of your fucking teeth. Mm-hmm. And he does. Which is, it's multiple, right?
He takes out many of his teeth.
Oh, God.
That's insane to me. But they don't show that part. It's just shown, like, later when his body is found and all these fucking molars are there.
But, he basically says, like, I only left you in here for a couple of hours. Like, I'm out of water. And she's like, that's nice. And then she goes to the room and Googles, how long can you survive without water? Mm-hmm. So her intention, from what I understood, wasn't to kill him, but to just fuck with him to the point of almost death.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think for him to be out of it, right?
So then when Nina comes in, no one's in the house, and she runs into the attic room, unlocks it, and sees Andy.
I think the door was already open.
I don't remember.
Because, oh my God, maybe I'm wrong, but in the bucket, she had also left the key, no? Because remember, Nina had asked Andy, I need a copy of the attic for Millie, of course.
Yeah.
And so that's how Millie was able to get out, right?
No.
I could have sworn that's how it happened. Why would he just get in there, though?
Who?
Andy.
The first time?
When she was still in there.
To let her out. He got in there to let her out, and he was going to have a talk with her, but she overpowered him. But Nina had a key. Mm-hmm. Nina had a key, so she went to go unlock.
I could have sworn it was already open, because that's why it was, like, more eerie. Like, oh my God, the attic is just open.
Maybe, but I just know that when she walked in there, Andy was dead.
Yeah.
He was...
Did it describe how he died?
I think, no, it didn't. But when she comes to, there's just teeth on the floor. Mm-hmm. And the way I imagined it is he's just laying down in the cot. Right?
Oh, I pictured him on the floor.
But oh wait, you're right. They did use the key because then there's a part where Millie wakes up and she notices Andy's not in there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I totally forgot about that. For some reason, my dumbass was like, he's hiding in the closet. There's a closet there.
No, he was. He was hiding in the shadows like Batman.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny if, for some reason, like the camera could also see this, like detect shadow. So he's over there standing in the corner,
like in the corner, like
Millie's like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And he's like smiling.
Oh my god! I don't remember the specifics, but I just remember that this part wasn't like super detailed, so we don't really know like how he passed away. Exactly.
Oh, it could have been her, is what you're saying. Like it could have been something more.
Yeah, but I think.
Maybe it was, because I do know that when Millie and Nina see each other, Millie's like, this wasn't my intention. I didn't want to kill him.
I'm not a killer. Except that one
killer.
time.
You do it once and all of a sudden you're a bad guy. But Nina's like, you know what? I have more chance of getting out of this because of my mental health history. Mm-hmm. So you gotta go. Mm-hmm. And Enzo is with Cece. So Nina's very set. Like, I just have to do this.
Yeah.
And something we didn't mention. Something we didn't mention is Andy had an ex-wife. Yes. Her name was Kathleen. Mm-hmm. And it's mentioned like there is Kathleen out there, and Nina tried looking for her at one point, but it was just impossible to find her because there's so many fucking Kathleens. Mm-hmm. So when the police come and check the body, I think there was something that happened because they mentioned that, of course, he has a lot of bruises on his groin but he had bruises elsewhere too, right?
I don't remember where, but
think so. There was that, and then the whole loss of teeth, and then it's like, I don't know, it was crazy. He probably just tripped or something.
Oh no! He fucking tripped.
He tripped.
When you trip so hard, 4 teeth fall out. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. So the officer, he's like, yeah, Kathleen really went through it, and then he looks at Andy. I don't think many people at the morgue or the precinct are going to really worry about this one. Yeah.
I think we're good, actually.
Yeah, because people get bruises all the time.
Yeah, people lose teeth all the time. You wouldn't believe this shit.
Yeah, I lost a teeth this morning. Lost one tooth. So, she's like, oh my God, I'm getting away with this. Mm-hmm. So then at the funeral...
Oh my God.
I fucking hated, because there was this girl in Nina's like part 2. Her name was Suzanne, and Suzanne was
that fake ass friend?
Yeah, because Nina went to her and was like, this is happening to me. And then she fucking told Andy about it. Mm-hmm.
Because she never confided in anyone, because Andy told her, he warned her, if you ever tell anybody, they're just not going to believe you because, you know, there's a certain perception of you. And so Suzanne, being her friend, you know, fucking Nina told her one day, because I think she was just fed up. I think she was like, I can't just like not tell anybody what hell I'm living through. So she confessed everything that Andy had put her through, and this bitch fucking goes to Andy and tells him what she said.
But she went to the funeral.
Mm-hmm. It's because she was still trying to be her friend. You know?
Fucking hated that.
She was still like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you don't get to be sorry.
But at the funeral, Andy's parents are there, and do you remember the
mom?
The mom is crazy.
Nina, I just wanted to say that I noticed that my son's, they told me the state of his body, how some of his teeth were pulled out. And I just want to say he should have known to brush his teeth.
I told him, you know, if you don't brush your teeth, you're going to lose them.
If you don't brush your teeth, you don't deserve teeth. Mm-hmm. Period.
So
mom walks away.
It kind of felt like this was not Andy's first rodeo at taking out his fucking teeth. No. That's kind of what it felt like. Mm-hmm. And this was a moment that Nina fucking realized, oh wow, she's
crazy.
She's a little insane. And that's why Andy was insane. But still, we don't excuse that.
But Enzo and Nina, they don't break it off because they don't want to be with each other, but you know, she's moving to California with Cece. So they have a mutual like, it's okay.
Like, that was fun. Thank you for helping me.
Thank you.
But I gotta go.
And then
but then the reason why Enzo was so willing to help was because didn't his sister go through something similar? And he wasn't able to help her. And so he felt like almost indebted to help Nina, which is really sad.
He stays behind, I think, not with Millie, but they're friends now.
Yeah.
You know, so the book ends with Millie going to a job interview to be another housemaid. And Enzo is texting her like, you're gonna kill it.
You slay queen.
It's funny because all of a sudden, now that we know he knows English, he's using like English lingo, like slay, period, queen, work, bitch.
He's just like hip all of a sudden. But in this interview, she kind of like notices things that are off in this house. Like she notices bruises on this woman who's interviewing her. And this woman tells her like, you came highly recommended by Nina Winchester. By the way, she said that you're really good at helping.
Yeah, and she slides a knife. Can you help? Can you help?
Or do you prefer this? And it's a gun.
I know. Or maybe it's like a chainsaw. Do you
maybe this?
Actually, do you maybe this one? Like, I'm here to clean.
Oh.
Like, no, yeah.
Hands over bleach, like yeah. You know what? That makes more sense.
What you're doing.
Bleach? Yeah.
The end.
Wow. What a fucking ride. This book was so good.
My sister, by the way, because I was listening to the audiobook while I was doing my makeup, and I just had it on the whole time when I was listening, and my sister was sitting on this bed and she was playing video games, and I didn't realize she listened to the whole thing with me.
Really?
Except for the ending. So this morning when we were making breakfast, she was just kind of like, so how did it end? It was him, wasn't it? And I was like, yeah, it was him. She's like, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Oh my god! But
he
she
was
said
a
it sounded.
bitch for that.
She said it sounded really good.
It was really good.
Thank you.
This is one of those that I would definitely recommend.
Yeah, this is. Freida McFadden feels like an author you would recommend to someone who wants to get back into reading again, right?
Yeah,
because it's so easily digestible, but she doesn't lower her writing in order to make it easily digestible. She just is very good at grabbing your attention early enough where you are willing to stay, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like it's easy to keep up with all of these fucking twists and turns. And I think it's just so easy to get invested in her stories.
Oh, she's really good at just making me fucking angry, too.
For real. I think she's definitely like one of my favorite authors.
Damn,
For
dude.
sure.
That's crazy. Because we've only read 2 of her works, right?
Well, I read her Coworker.
Oh, you did? Did you like it?
It was really good.
Oh my god. I think it takes a special type of person to write a psychological thriller because as much as we thought it was Nina, the fact that it was him, I was okay with
I'm
that.
so glad
I
it
wanted
wasn't
that.
Nina.
Yeah.
I'm just thank God. I mean, thank Freida.
Because him, it was more like he grew up in that life and that's what he became. With her, if she did have schizophrenia, that was just going to be her only thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, and then also there was a point where Millie believed that Nina had something to do with her parents' like deaths, right?
Yeah.
And then we find out that no, they just passed away in like a car accident or something like that.
I like that Millie and Nina also have not a friendship, but there was
like a respect.
Yes, because there was one point where Millie had received a text from Nina and it was a picture of her and Cece and she just wrote, "Thank you for this."
That was so fucking cute. Also, we didn't bring up that there was a moment when Millie and Andy had like gotten together like for real, like when Nina had left.
Yeah.
And Millie figured out that her phone was tracked the entire time that she's had it. Like there was an app on her phone where like Nina just always knew her whereabouts.
Yep.
So that means that she knew about her staying the night with Andy.
Which is so funny because at that point in Millie's mind, it's like, oh shit, she knows everything. But fucking Nina over here at science camp, like, ooh, hell yeah, my plan is working.
She's like, I'm single, bitches. She's gonna be like one of those girls who throws like a divorce party.
God, I fucking hate men. I hate them. It's always, isn't it funny how like when writing a villain that's a woman, it's like, oh, so complex. There's so much. But
Yeah.
then literally Andy, man. that was his strongest ick.
Yeah, honestly, I fucking
Ugh.
yeah. A man.
A man. I hate it.
Do you have any other final thoughts?
I fucking love this book, and I will pass it on to others to read. I have a friend visiting me soon. I think I'm gonna get her this book.
You're gonna pass it on.
I'm gonna pass it on. It's funny because sometimes, I don't know if you feel the same way, but when you recommend books to someone who doesn't read and they like it, I'm just kind of like, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, that was me. Like
if I had something to do with it.
That was me. If it weren't for the fact that I recommended it to you, you wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, so I changed your world. You're welcome. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
That being said, do you have any last thoughts? What are your ratings?
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Without a doubt, this book was
God.
amazing.
I need to add it to my 5-star. Have you seen on my Instagram that I've been saving my 5-star reads?
On what?
On my Instagram.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Why don't you do it on the BookFix Instagram?
I don't know. I should. Actually, I will.
I think you can make your own.
Like, go to my page.
Like if you were to make one of your own of these.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
I'll do it on the BookFix. That you can follow at the BookFix Pod. THEBOKFIXPOD.
Oh my God, you're so. I was like, who's that cutie?
Oh my God, that's me. Oh my God. Bless you. I've been saving all my best reads.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
So you've done this for a while. What is this? Oh, just
The
just
first
your
one.
intro.
That was the last day of 2023. I'm gonna save them and post them on the BookFix then.
Yeah, you should do that.
But yeah, it's every 5-star read I've ever had. I need to add the Housemaid on there. Dude, but it's crazy because me posting about my 5-star reads, a lot of people in my life have started reading now.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of your 5-star reads?
Yeah, because
that's
I
so
talk about
sweet.
it. It's not that I caused it, but I do want to say that I'm a big part of it. No, but it's the fact that some of my friends were like, I used to read a lot as a kid.
Mhm.
That's crazy. I guess I'll give it a try.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cute. I don't really post about books on my Instagram.
Which is crazy because your whole life.
I feel like
You and your magic writing.
Oh my God, stop. I think that's a cute idea though. You're making me want to do that.
We should separate it on the BookFix Pod on Instagram at THEBOKFIXPOD, and we should have like Yajaira's 5-star reads and Cheli's 5-star reads.
Yeah.
Just have it
But
like
what
that.
about when you change your mind? Because you changed your mind.
I don't switch. I'm not a switcher. Cut to Twisted Glory where I was like, I'm a switcher.
Do you remember what fucking year was it? I think it was the first time we did a wrap up at the end of the year. And I was like, wait, didn't you give this one a 5-star? Didn't you give that one a 5-star? And you were like, no.
Next question.
Next question. That was not me.
My God. No, I'm trying to be very like, if it's a 5-star, it's a 5-star. Because it's how I felt like also with Bride. Like, I know it's not a perfect book, but because it meant so much to me and I enjoyed it, it's a 5-star. But there's a part of me where I'm like, yeah, I mean, I could give it a 4, but
I feel like
she was there for me when no one else was.
I'm literally here for you all the time. That is so messed up. I feel
Are you the Omegaverse? No, you're not.
Oh, so you do love the Omegaverse.
I'm not saying that. I just asked if you were. Don't read into it.
Please go listen to our Bride episode where we fight physically, emotionally. No, I was going to say, anytime that I make a review for our Goodreads, I try to like average it between both of our ratings. I don't know if you've noticed.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome.
So if you gave something a 1 and I gave something a 5, it's a 3.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. I kind of fucking love that. Oh my gosh. That being said, for
You should
everyone,
follow our Goodreads. Thank you.
yeah. Oh my, I'll get to that point. Thank you for everyone who's listening to us in audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon
Apple
hold on.
Podcasts.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on. Thank you so much. If you can leave a rating of 5 stars, because that helps a ton. And also just a review recommending us our next read. That would be great. If you want to support us monetarily, what can they do?
We do have a Patreon, and at the moment, it really just serves as a way for our listeners to let us know that you really, really just vibe with us and enjoy our content, enjoy how much we read.
Yeah.
You can find us on patreon.com/bookfix. But if you don't want the commitment of monthly, then you can find us on Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix, or buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
If you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. We also have been posting YouTube shorts, and honestly, we're funny. So you should go watch them. Thank you. If you want to support us on social media, we do have an Instagram and a Threads at the Bookfix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD. We have a TikTok at the Bookfix, THEBOOKFIX. But recently, growing by 300%.
Oh my God.
We have a Goodreads. It's popping over there right now.
Oh yeah.
So
That's where it's really at, you guys.
I literally, it's crazy. I don't even think I could keep up being in there. If you want to go follow us there at the Bookfix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD.
Please follow us on Goodreads. We are really trying to get to 5 followers. Please, guys.
Oh my God.
Please.
It's crazy. Life's moving really fast right now. I can't with the fame. So why don't we read a positive and negative review of this book? Which one do you want to read?
Okay. I will do the positive.
Negative. Not a lot of negatives.
My review comes from Emmy Reads 444. They gave it 5 out of 5, and they wrote 5 stars. This was one of my top reads of the year. When I tell you I literally couldn't put this book down, and the twists, my jaw was on the floor. I need to read the second book immediately. This was so good.
This comes from Marcia, who gives it a 1 out of 5. The writing is lazy. The plot is full of holes. There's no character development. It's like the worst of teen literature. Enzo had muscles. Andy was handsome. Enzo was handsome. Andy had muscles. Did I mention Enzo and Andy were handsome and had muscles? The foreshadowing was so obviously misdirecting as to be laughable. As far as the advertised twists, the villain was obvious before the halfway point. In the end, spoiler alert, the cop basically looked the other way because his daughter had been engaged to and traumatized by the psycho Andy, while Millie moves on to kill another day. I was rolling my eyes so much. I'm surprised they didn't fall out of my head.
Thank you so much for watching and listening. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Let's just sit here and just take it in for a second. You know what? Let me.
I'm not going to lean down. I'm going to fall asleep. I'm going to fall asleep.
And what's wrong with that?
We can't do that. Okay, fine. Oh my gosh.